Alright folks, let's get to another theory. Today we're going to discuss a theory brought by one of the subscribers here on the channel. Hi folks, I'm Alex, and this is Paranormality, a channel entirely dedicated to paranormal activity and the like. And without further ado, let's get to the video. First things first, folks. Do like our friend did. Post your theories and observations here. We've already had some great results because of it. For instance, one of our subscribers found an interdimensional portal in Paranormal Activity 3 in Katie and Christy's room. Another found a bunch of lost PA footage. So, I always ask you to comment on the channel's videos with any interesting facts about PA. This helps a ton, and often, you're better than I am at finding some lost detail in the franchise. Our subscriber JS2HJG's theory goes like this. Begin quote asterisk. Also, Alex's gift is time travel, like appearing and disappearing in time. She can also see possible futures. I haven't written this yet, but she is part of the coven. That scene where Ollie meets Hector and gets married. Ollie was lying to them, actually. She and Alex are the ones who chased Hector's car and motorcycle. Jesse. End quote. And here we go to a few points. First, the last video on the channel discussed the possibility of Ollie being in the coven since the second film, which I proved there was possible. In fact, that video was the inspiration for this one. So you ask me, Alex, how is this video being inspired by the video that's already posted? Simple, because I had written the original script for this video before, but then I forgot it was done and made a new one on top of it, erasing the entire previous script. In other words, I had to rewrite everything from scratch. So, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to contribute to this huge effort I make from the bottom of my heart. Well, now getting to Alex. I could even make a whole video about this, but let's think. Is there a possibility that Alex is in the coven? Yes, and this would explain why Katie put Hunter up for adoption. We tend to think it was because Katie was being pursued by the police due to the events of the second film. But folks, couldn't she have had Hunter raised by the coven? Just like when Katie and Christy were children? The only explanation is that Katie, or rather the coven, wanted to integrate Alex into their group. Now, for what reason? A reason that would explain it well is if she had some gift, because as explained in other videos, the coven members who suffered some kind of alienation, meaning they didn't join of their own free will, did so because of Toby's interest in some gift of theirs. That's how it was with Katie, Christy, and with Layla. If anyone has doubts, take a look at all the videos on the channel and you'll understand better. By the way, folks, do that to help the channel grow. I'm close to fully monetizing it. Oh, and for those who don't know, Paranormality English already has a members club, so if you want to help, head over there. The donation link is also in the description. Moving on. Now, what would Alex's gift be? According to our subscriber, it would be time travel, and so I asked him where he got that from, and he replied, begin quote, because there are some scenes that show someone who looks like her in different time periods. Besides, it's not outside the realm of possibility. Her having this ability means she is much faster than just going through a door. Mix that ability with teleportation, and anything can happen. I also included the Jacob D. Glosh tape in my book, which happened a month ago. At the end, someone rushes in to grab and turn off the camera Jacob was using. That person is Alex from the future. I already wrote this in Chapter 4. Also, the scene in the Ghost Dimension. Emily meets a girl with black eyes who tells her it's too late. I know it's not the same actress. That doesn't matter, because if the actress couldn't or didn't want to return, then they cast someone else. But the point I want to make is that the girl is young. If this is Alex, then she hasn't aged, which means she has been appearing and disappearing in time for the coven. So, look at all the possibilities throughout the franchise. Ryan stated there was nothing in that house when they bought it. So, where did the box of tapes with the modified camera come from? Well, what if I said it was Alex who did that? We don't know or see it because Alex isn't being constantly recorded. So she moves off screen. Also, like Katie, she can see the future, but also other possible futures. This means the deleted alternate endings are canonical. But they don't happen because the coven doesn't want them to happen. They only exist because the coven failed. That's why they are alternate futures. I've been working on this book for a while. I'm making a lot of connections with things we can't see." End quote. And yes, folks, he is writing a book about this. Well, folks, what do I think about it? Yes, we have evidence that some of the mentioned apparitions are Alex's, like Emily's. Again, I've made more than one video about this. I'm putting it in the card, but nothing that proves she has this gift. He even argues about the things left in Ryan's house, but it's more likely that all of that was Katie's doing, who no longer appears and is mentioned by Ryan as the quote-unquote realtor who sold the house to them. But it is a possibility, just as it's a possibility that it was her and Alex who crashed hard into Hector's car when they were taking Jesse. What I liked here was the description of Alex's power. The ability to travel through time would be something like not just simply time traveling, but rather a greater ease in entering, passing through, and manipulating interdimensional portals. This would explain how that figure, who turned off the camera at the end of the marked ones, if we consider it's Alex, entered the interdimensional gates so quickly, and from the noise, she came from there. So, folks, what do you think? Do you agree with this theory from our subscriber? No? Do you think it's unlikely? Very likely? I personally think the probability of this being true is medium. Well, comment, and that's all for today, folks. See ya.
Good night.